Some people inherit a title, some inherit a family name, some inherit a throne. But every now and then, someone inherits all of those things and then chooses something even greater. This is the story of a prince who became a pastor, a leader who became a servant, a visionary who built more than churches, a man who saw problems and turned them into possibilities. This is the story of Apostle Tunde Balogun. On the 16th of March 1968, in Kaduna, Nigeria, a baby boy was born into royalty. Not just any family, a royal household. The first son of His Royal Highness, Oba Ebenezer Adetayo Balogun, the Olu of Ajura. As first son, expectations came free of charge. Leadership was expected. Responsibility was expected.
Apostle Tunde was a very young guy who was very ambitious, who wanted to explore life.
Pastor Tunde had a really deep vision, a challenging vision, and it was like a call to recognize that this was something that was worth trading our one and only life. This was a phrase he would use often.
Yet beneath the royal heritage was something even more powerful. Little did anyone know that this young prince would one day exchange royal privilege for kingdom purpose.
He was really intentional about how we were being formed as individuals. He took a really personal touch to how each and every one of us was engaging. So in many ways, he was no doubt a spiritual leader of significance and repute.
Tunde's educational journey took him from Isolo in Lagos to Abeokuta Grammar School. But university admission did not simply arrive wrapped in a ribbon. He worked for it. Determined to gain admission, he enrolled for remedial studies at Akpata School. Tunde had plenty of determination.
He was very thoughtful, very resilient. He pursued seriously what he believes in, and no compromise. He's always been a person of excellence. But more importantly, he reaches out a lot.
He had a remarkable ability to make people feel valued. He have an ability to make people appreciated. His friendship was not based on convenience or personal gain.
Soon he secured admission to the prestigious University of Ife, studying sociology and anthropology. Education sharpened his mind, but heaven was preparing something even bigger.
His university days was an experience, considering we're all teenagers at that time.
We met during our university days at the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, in 1989. That's about 37 years ago. Apostle
Tunde studied sociology and anthropology. I believe the study of sociology in itself is about human behavior, community transformation, and so on. And he really believed in that study. He internalized it. And I believe that is one of the things that actually shape his understanding of how to bring that and how to marry that with the gospel. Apostle Tunde actually take that study and put it into use in the kingdom. So that is a lesson for everybody that no matter your journey in life, lessons that you learned, you can actually bring it into the kingdom for kingdom purpose.
August 1987. University life was in full swing. 2 Christian sisters shared the gospel with him until finally something happened.
When we're in the university, coupled with his degree in sociology, actually put him in a very, very good light. All of us came from, in a way, we came from a Christian background. I think if I may recall, he came from Anglican background. I came from Anglican background as well. So we came from kind of faith kind of thing, where we went to church with our parents and so on and so forth. So there's still an element of faith there, but we didn't know Christ. So we're able to explore and go out and the rest of them.
What began as a discussion became a divine encounter. Tunde surrendered his life to Jesus Christ.
God was very faithful to keep us in our ignorance, to still help us through that period that will now evolve. But before the end of that four year, God will now begin to arrest all of us. So it was a journey unto salvation. And it didn't happen one time, one day, but it happened eventually, and we are grateful for that he gave his life to Christ in the university and went to a fellowship. And today doesn't do things in half measure. When he gave his life to Christ, he said which fellowship is one of the hardest on campus that will help him so that he can develop character and be very studious and be very committed. And he went to ECU.
And nothing would ever be the same again. The prince had met the king.
We were sharing our experiences where we go to villages to do evangelism and actually lead people to Christ, even planting satellite outreaches in those villages. And when we talk about those villages those days, we're talking about places of occultic practices that we used to say we are reckless with our faith, that we don't even know the Bible that much. We can hardly quote 3 scriptures without our little King James Bible is always in our pocket. We would have put paper there to know the pages we are going to open. That was how we did it, and we were just reckless. We just go forward. There was nothing impossible. He left everything. I mean, even old friends, he moved away from them. Certain things, no girlfriends, no party, nothing. It was a ruthless decision that we have to discipline ourselves that way. It has this popular phrase, we cannot miss heaven. It's as if we approach every day as if heaven is going to take place, rapture is going to take place that moment. And like one of our friends put it, Apostle Tunde has been raptured.
Every great story deserves a great love story, and this one certainly had one. Her name was Oluwatoyin. They lived in the same neighborhood, yet God had a better introduction planned. Their paths crossed through Bible study fellowship, where Tunde eventually became one of the teachers. Friendship blossomed, faith connected them, and eventually Tunde proposed. The answer? No, not exactly the response he was hoping for.
I first met Tunde and Toyin in Makurdi, Benue State, in Nigeria during our National Youth Service year. What began as friendship in those early days gradually grew into something much, much deeper. A bond that felt less like friendship and more like family. From the beginning, it was clear that Tunde and Toyin shared something really special.
But then something remarkable happened. After meeting him, Oluwatoyin's mother made a prophetic declaration. This is not a boyfriend. This is a husband. And as mothers often do, she was right. Their journey together officially began. On the 20th of May, 1995, they became the very first couple married at Jesus' house.
If I remember rightly, his marriage was the first one, or certainly one of the first ones we did at Jesus' house, and he served so faithfully while he was here in so many different capacities.
For me, the icing on the cake would be when he was getting married to his wife, Toyin, and they both came to me and asked the distinct, I must say, honor of walking Toyin up the aisle. So I had the privilege of giving Toyin away in marriage to him.
The relationship, which started in those youth service days, blossomed beautifully into a deep soul connection, and eventually into an exceptional marriage. To witness that journey, for me, was a privilege.
Years later, they would become known affectionately as the Love Doves, not because life was perfect, but because they remained committed to loving each other through every season. Together, they raised 3 sons, or as Apostle Tunde preferred to call them, my 3 wise men.
you would quickly also notice is how much of a family man he was. He was a doting husband. You would see him, you would see Apostle Tony, almost everywhere. They worked closely together, and you will all agree with me that it takes a level of grace and love for you to be able to work closely with someone you're married to. Not many people can pull that off. And that attests to his ability, or should I say, his heart for his family. Everyone worked together as a team. And that takes me to how a present father he was. You will see how engaged, how involved he was with the boys. He was a present father, a doting husband, and a present father.
One of the things that I admired most about Tunde was his focus and intentionality. Tunde did not drift. He didn't drift through life. He was deliberate in the way he loved, in the way he served, in the way he believed, and in the way he lived. When he set his heart on something, he gave himself to it fully.
In 1994, Tunde moved to the United Kingdom. Then he did something that surprised many people. He left paid employment to volunteer full-time in church. 9 years, no spotlight, no title, no platform, just service. Long before people called him apostle, he carried speakers, loaded vans, set up equipment, packed away chairs, arrived before everyone else, left after everyone else. Many saw the apostle. Few saw the years of hidden service that produced him.
Reminded of a picture that is upstairs in the office, the early days of Jesus House, where Pastor Tunde and Boali were pushing a cart that had all the equipment we had at that point in time, and it's an image that always comes back to mind. And I remember how faithful Pastor Tunde was at the start, and how he's always been, and just the things that God has done through him. And honestly, the history of Jesus House, the history of the church in the United Kingdom will, if it was written, will definitely have Pastor Tunde's name in it.
The memory that always comes to mind, and we've got a picture in the archives of Jesus House, where to have service in those days would have to set up the instruments. Immediately after service would pack them up again, and Apostle Tunde and the rest of the team would stay behind, do all of that, pack them on a cart, and then drive all the way to the church office to offload. That's just an example of the selfless service that he brought to ministry in those very early days.
He was one who will give something to just rest assured that he will do it, and do it very well. I remember in the beginning of Jesus House, when we were all in the church office together, and we were the church on the move. Pastor and the team who used to play the instruments would get to the church office early Sunday morning to pick up all the instruments and then set up at Warner Bros. Or City Temple, any of the halls we used to have events and the services at, and he would do it with such joy, with such gladness, and those were the things that struck me the most about him.
If there was a Thanksgiving service, chances are Tunde was somewhere dancing enthusiastically enough to inspire everyone else. One thing was clear: joy was one of his spiritual gifts.
It was a man that he was sent for a generation, and he imparted that generation, and he did it with all his heart.
He was a real man of prayer, always praying, always encouraging us in the choir. In those days, he would be the one that would bring a word of encouragement. We were in church one Sunday and we were worshiping God, and Apostle Tunde, deep worshiper, and I just noticed that he was crying whilst worshiping. And that was my first time of seeing somebody cry, and I was wondering what's going on. Why is he crying? As in, tears were just running down his eyes, his face rather. And do you know that I just heard the Holy Spirit say to me, it is the heart, it is the depth of his heart connecting with my heart. That's what happens when a person's heart touches my heart. Do you know that since that day I've been saying, Lord, let my heart touch your heart in that way. It was just something that really touched me, that I treasured. And I always remember about him when I see people worshiping. I always remember his heart of worship.